Hey there. Just having a bit of a rough day. It tends to happen like that as kind of like a, overall upward trend. But, um, you know, when there's big insights or touching in or feeling like everything is going well in the way it should, then I go through a period where it's like I contract back into myself and resistance flares and resistance to the resistance kind of also can kind of rear its head. And, this is pretty mild compared to some of the stuff I went through this summer. It was enough where when my four-year-old had a very long tantrum at dinner, screaming over and over that she's hungry and she doesn't want what her baba cooked her for dinner, her dad, and she doesn't know what she doesn't know what she wanted. She just kept screaming it in this really insistent way, and, like, I mean, we know what to do. We hold space for that. She's still getting used to pre-K, 5 long days of school when it used to be 4 short days of school, with, fewer demands and more in a more, familiar place. So, it's to be totally expected and totally understandable. It's not hurting anyone. She gets to just sort of take 20 minutes and let everything out in this kind of just insistent way. Um, so, being adults, we carry on with our dinner. I put in some earplugs, some foam earplugs. Not to ignore her, but to, just help my own system not be quite so overwhelmed. And yeah, we held space until she was done. And then she sat at the table. We talked about what she wanted. She tried what the dinner was. Then she got a peanut butter jelly as well. Totally fine. She went on as if nothing had happened, which is what kids normally do if you let them get all the way to the end of their tantrums. Without judging them or yelling at them or telling them their feelings are wrong or telling them their expression is wrong. Obviously, she started to break stuff or throw stuff or hit people. That's a different question. But as long as she's just expressing feelings in our private home, it's fine. She's allowed to do that. But the point of all that is it put my system straight into fight or flight. And so, yeah, and it can feel like I'm regressing when this happens because I mean, I've dealt with plenty of tantrums by now. Generally better than I sort of got up and left for 10 minutes to take a break from it because I could just feel the juices rising. But when you're kind of in these troughs of the process, I should say, when I'm in the troughs of this process, I don't know about anybody else, it's like I'm extra sensitive. My nerves are extra exposed. Um, yeah, my son was also, to add to the pile, he was really upset we wouldn't let him watch TV during dinner, even though that's our rule. We break it sometimes, but we did break it tonight, and he got really upset about that. Blamed me, called me stupid. So getting blamed for things I didn't do or mistakes I didn't make is another kind of sore spot from my childhood. So that added to the activation. I managed not to say anything I regretted, so that's good. I managed to, as soon as the kids were kind of cool again and not, because the thing is, kids really live in the present. At least it seems that my kids really live in the present. They get all the way to the end of something and then it's done. They they don't hold grudges. They don't even remember. Well, occasionally they'll remember sort of something they did that like throwing a pen at the wall or something, which my daughter did the other day. She suddenly remembered because she couldn't find the pen. She suddenly remembered today, "Oh, uh, I remember why you took the pen away. I'm sorry I was in that behavior." Just so sweet. And I was like, "It's okay. It's no big deal. It happens to the best of us." Um, anyway, I just set it on the table. She found it right away as soon as she knew what was up. But, yeah, point is, I'm in a place where I can feel the resistance. I can feel the I'm watching a video about the awakened mind, and it says that resistance is the ego, you know, and resistance to resistance is like meta suffering. It's totally a waste of, I don't know. But I mean, who even knows? Maybe the universe likes some suffering. Maybe I'm supposed to suffer some. Who knows? There's not supposed to be any supposed to be, right? Right, right. Yeah, what sense does that make? Yeah, they say you have to learn to live in paradox. I'm just watching some beautiful birds. We had a recent rain, and the birds are feasting on whatever critters are coming up out of the grass. Um, I'll show you. I don't know if there's any birds there right now. But yeah, so it's like I had sort of okay, and again, anything that comes and goes is not your true nature. I get that. But part of me apparently doesn't, because moments of clarity, moments of, even sort of mild or medium bliss, uh, I've sort of had that lately. And then it's like, oh, I don't have any bliss right now. What's going on? What's wrong? Um, it actually feels kind of tight, kind of contracted, kind of small, kind of like suffering. I shouldn't be suffering, you know. So like it's all kind of like a trash compactor. It just kind of gets compacted down there. When what you really need to do is relax, allow, let it transmute into pure sensation, pure aliveness. But there's something in me right now that doesn't want to give up the suffering, doesn't want to transmute it. And I don't think there's a why. I think it's just happening. I don't know. There's no doer, there's no meditator, there's no sufferer. Suffering is suffering. Meditation is meditating. Birds are birding. Weeds are weeding. Of course, who decides what's a weed, right? Yeah, I guess there's no point, and the point is to relax and allow what's happening because we don't have a choice. Or we have a choice. We have a choice to suffer. We have a choice to resist. And I think the initial resistance that I noticed, I didn't choose, but maybe I can do something about my resistance to that resistance, or maybe the universe can move in such a way that resistance to resistance is accepted. And maybe making a YouTube video was part of that. Who knows? All right. Check you later.